things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm feeling pretty good. I did a ton of practice before, and I think I can for sure beat them on the long run. And I'm pretty excited, especially for like a comeback here. Hopefully, I can go out there and win though. Yeah, hopefully there's some multi-grid racing so I can get around people easy. But I'm just trying to save tires here in the first stage. Got a ton of time, and I think we can do it. And my dad, he's watching right now. Thank you.
Pups, we'll see.
Hey. Yeah, well, it always looks and feels good when there's no cars at your front windshield, but I mean, it can change real quick, and it's a long race, and absolutely nothing matters until that checker flag comes down. Well, as always, just got to shout out my beautiful wife allowing me to do this, and all the guys at NCR, all the guys, all the admins here put on this season. It's been an up and down season, but it's been a fun one. I think most people that are still here have enjoyed it. And shout out to you guys. Appreciate the broadcast all year. They're always fun to go back and watch. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again. But I'm not going to put my chickens or count my chickens before they hatch, whatever the saying is, because well, we got a long way to go, and I know the guy right behind me. He's not super happy with me because of some stuff that happened last week. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we race clean and respectfully, and may the better man win.
Well, after that entire introduction, I finally got my mic working, and hopefully that's an homage to getting this interview done and everyone able to put it back together here. Going back down to NCR, good luck.
Thank you.
Alan Dobbs, your points leader, and I apologize. I've had major issues ever since Windows 10 was no longer supported, and I've lost Stream Deck abilities to control audio. My headset doesn't work half the time. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at the mercy of technology every single week, and I think with the 98% success rate here on V-Speed, probably going to be on Windows 11 here very soon, but we're going to go lap 14 at Kansas in the season finale, Kansas Speedway. It's all coming down to 4 drivers, and 3 of those on the racetrack with Alan Dobbs, Jesse Gordon, and Tristan Pena. We got a word with Tristan Pena there just a moment ago. You guys heard one half of it. Now that the audio is working, though, you're going to hear it all the way through as we see 3 wide off of turn 4. Contact with the wall. Believe that was Jeremiah Nelson, who just lost a ton of ground. So much for that position. Nelson went from the top 5 back to 7th. He was running in the 4th spot on the outside line. There was 3 wide. Contact with the wall, falls back a couple positions. Quentin Stewart trying to work his way up through the field. The 99 into the middle line outside of Finley Fitzsimmons. And we have an onboard camera. Not exactly sure if this will work or not, but there's a look at Fitzsimmons. He's actually stuck in portrait mode here. Back-to-back winner from Chicagoland and Watkins Glen. Gonna look to the inside, outside, gonna give a push here to the 63. Couldn't look to the outside, 99 up there. Has his hands full right now. It is chaos back here. Tristan Pena looking for that long run pace. Looks to the left side of David Killow for the 5th spot. But it's single filed out, and it's Austin Thomas who gets ahead of Jesse Gordon, trying to chase down that number 54, who's been dominant for the vast majority of this season. Talking about 5 wins up to this point for Alan Dobbs. A lot of bonus points coming into this playoff format. But here tonight, it is a winner-take-all situation. Jesse Gordon could get ahead of Dobbs. Stages don't really matter. We'll take a look at the race analysis. Stage at lap 40. The race length, 135 laps here tonight. You have 3 tire sets available. Some of these drivers choosing to top off with fuel during that caution. And the caution is out again. Justin Clapper across the tri-oval. It was Kilo in the 43 that started all of this. Take a look at it here from the 43 and the 85 making contact. And there's where all the drivers try to scatter. 63 in the aftermath. But it was Walker who maybe slides up the racetrack here. Yeah, I think the 85 comes up a little bit, gets into the 43. Clapper nowhere to go. Ends up to the outside wall. Watch this one more time from the onboard of the 63 car. And just like that, caution is back out. So we have one more driver of our final 4, with Galen Wunsch not being out here on the racetrack to talk to. And it is the 101 racing driver, Jesse Gordon, in the number 10. Made the final 4. It's been rough, though. I mean, trailing last week and problems, situation, maybe not so happy with the 54 on that whole deal. And now you come here tonight to a very similar racetrack to maybe settle the score.
We'll just see how the opportunity presents itself. But yeah, you know, we've kind of been racing real good pretty much this season compared to last season. And you know, we rode up, we were on the throttle, and guys were ahead 2 wide in front of us last race, and that's when we got into the wall. And I don't know if he just bounced off and got into me too, but yeah, it ruined my race that last race. So we'll see. But I'm in the championship 4 here, and we'll see if we can get a decent finish, maybe finish in front of everybody and get the championship as well. But yeah, the arrow's playing a big role here. I found out I had turn 4 wall off of turn 4 a couple laps ago, just behind Dobbs, and definitely got to mind your P's and Q's here.
Seems like arrow is a factor, and also you got that long run if we get it. A little bit longer race here tonight, 135 laps, 3 tire sets. Does that kind of change your mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely play the long strategy, try not to run my stuff up. I definitely would like to see a good run after our stage caution. And if we can make a pit strategy play a role, that would definitely help me, I think. But we'll have to see.
Well, Jesse, the floor is yours as we double back up. Anybody you want to shout out here for this Final 4 and a championship possibility?
Yeah, definitely want to shout out my family, my wife, for putting up with me spending all the time on here this season, and all my sponsors, and my team, Wyatt Walker, John Walker, and Ryan Philbrick, for always helping me out too.
Jesse Gordon, good luck out there. Maybe we'll get to talk to you post-race.
Definitely. Thank you.
101 racing driver Jesse Gordon getting ready to go back green on lap 23. So now we've officially talked to all of your Final 4. It all comes down to this. Whoever finishes the highest. But Alan Dobbs has led every single lap so far. And you know he wants to continue that trend. It came down to the very end there last week. Dobbs not able to get the victory. Doesn't much matter, though, because this week it's reset. Lights are out on the pace car. Third time today, we're going to hit the restart section. Off of turn 4. Dobbs choosing the outside. He has Austin Thomas, Nicholas Caldwell, and Jesse Gordon for the next row. Big restart. 35 car in the wrong gear on the inside. It looks like the 35 was in third gear and couldn't get it going. Justin Clapper, an early exit to this one. Dylan Picklesheimer, Josh Wren, and Mitchell Costner all out. The side-by-side continues. Tristan Pena now up to the third spot, battling with Nicholas Caldwell. Pena put a lot of time in. Looks like he has short run pace, at least right now. Weather on the racetrack, 71 degrees, very gripped up. Pena struggling, though, to get around this 11 car. Jesse Gordon, who got pinned on the inside on that restart behind the 35 of Austin Thomas, has a lot of ground to make back up, but he'll get the run off of turn 2. He'll look for the 5th spot coming off the corner. Into the wall now for the 10, into the entry of 1. And it looks like arrow tight. Fitzsimmons back up to 4th. With your final 4, it's Dobbs, Pena, and Jesse Gordon back in 6th. Right now, Tristan Pena has the best shot at snagging away this championship lead. Alan Dobbs has had it now for about 12 weeks. He's continuously been leading this points since last season. Go all the way back to season 4. This next gen cup car has played a role in changing different names into the final 4. Tristan Pena's first playoff berth. Had a lot of consistency this season compared to last, but it's still been a struggle for the 50 car, and he's trying to find victory lane. He came close last season. Losing a little bit of ground this time around. Last time by, matching lap times with Alan Dobbs. Nicholas Caldwell a little bit faster than both of them. Catching up to the 50 car who just brushed the wall. Jumps up in front, makes contact. Finley Fitzsimmons gets into the back of him a little bit here. And the 88's going to take it to third position. 11 moves up the racetrack. So from second back to 4th, it is a tight battle. And that's allowing Jesse Gordon and Austin Thomas to creep back into this picture. Continuing to work towards that stage break. On lap number 40, Alan Dobbs with a 0.7 of a second lead going into turn 1. Doesn't look like anybody has an answer for this 54 in the season finale so far. Still witnessing the closest battle on the racetrack, second back to fourth. Simmons will get to the inside for third position. Slides up in front of the 11. Tristan Pena losing ground now 0.8, another 10th that lap. We'll have the 88 to deal with here in just a moment. And you're starting to push a little bit here. Picks up another 10th. Seems like the 54 of Dobbs is losing a little bit of ground. Is he in conservation mode here? Off of turn 4. Gonna lose a little bit more time this time around. Last time by. There's the lap times on the left-hand side. Pena was faster. But it's gonna take a couple tenths a lap if Pena wants to catch up. Two laps left for stage 1 in the season finale. Dobbs and Pena, the talk for the championship. Jesse Gordon back in 5th. He has Fitzsimmons and Caldwell between him. There's Ethan Wisnowski looking to the inside of Al Likens. This is for 9th position. Likens will get to the outside. One more time around, though. White flag is out for stage 1. Dobbs with a massive lead. And able to match lap times that time around. Pena holding off the 88 in 2nd position. Stage doesn't mean anything to these drivers. Dobbs off at 3 and 4, though, for lap number 40. Car down on the apron. I believe that was the 48 of Nelson. But there he is. Alan Dobbs, stage 1 winner at Kansas. All 40 of the 40 laps completed. Go to the 54. And about a 0.6 of a second lead to finish this one out. Top 10 on the left-hand side all the way down to Wisnowski, who wasn't able to complete the pass on Likens. And there you have it for Gordon, back in 5th spot to finish out stage 1. Would expect to see pit stops now with the entire field. We've already narrowed it down to just 15 cars, actually 14 still on the racetrack. Ryan Philbrick behind the wall, Justin Clapper, Dylan Picklesheimer, Josh Wren, Mitchell Costner, all out. as we had 2 cautions to start this thing off. Now up to 4. No lead changes so far for the tail end of this season. Dobbs going to lead him down. It's Simmons into the grass a little bit there. And everyone looking for their stall. '54 will find his. It'll be the race off of pit road for the first time today after stage 1. And Alan Dobbs has the left sides going up. He's going to come out in the top spot. Fitzsimmons is able to get around the 50 of Pena. And that will put the 50 back to 3rd for this next restart. Don't go anywhere. More coverage continues. In the QSR Next Gen Cup Series, live from Kansas, season finale, the Lap Zero Podcast 200. Back with more in just a moment.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to our coverage. Stage number 2 underway. Lap 47, season finale of QSR Next Gen Cup Series. A battle for the lead to the outside with Tristan Pena. He's trying to take it away from Alan Dobbs, who dominated stage number 1. To the outside, high line off of turn 4. Pena going to be the first lead change of the night. Just barely there for Tristan Pena, and I don't even think it gave him the lap lead. He's still going to fight on the outside. He'll clear the 54, give him the dirty air. Tries to take it into turns 3 and 4, gets a little bit of contact. Gets roughed up here. Pena going to drive away. There's the official lap lead for the 50. And it appears that I lost audio here for just a moment. We're going to try to get this fixed for everyone. And it seems like audio completely busted here for iRacing. And I'm hoping that it doesn't crash again like it did last Saturday, with the audio controls just completely messed up. Like I said, I've been having some issues. I don't know exactly what to do about it. We're going to try to ride this out, though. We're going to take you to a side-by-side under green as we saw that lap change. See if we can figure out the issue. Back with more coverage in just a moment.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
All right, we're back here live, and we're gonna see. Yeah, there's the pop up, and we're gonna lose some telemetry here tonight. And Corsair, I'm sorry, but you make a terrible product. The headset causing a crash on iRacing. It's incredible how audio can just completely crash an application. Like I said, I've been having problems with this. It's been most recently because of probably secure boot and TMP and anti-cheat on Battlefield. That's probably what I could chalk it up to, folks. That's the only thing I've changed on my computer that's caused all these issues, but until software engineers figure out a way to get people to stop cheating at games, we're going to keep jumping through these hoops, and I think, you know, maybe federal prosecution, it would be the only way to get people to stop. If you're watching Tristan Pena pull out to a 0.6 of a second. He has the championship in hand over this guy. It's Alan Dobbs back in second position. Finley Fitzsimmons just behind. And it seems like the aero block is working. Pena said he tested and did a lot of practice to try to come out here and win this championship. It says he's only led 5 laps. Like I said, we've lost the telemetry for where he started this race and where a lot of these drivers had qualified here tonight. But if you go back earlier into the broadcast, you can kind of get a reference of where everyone is going to be. Yes. But I just, you know, I get a little frustrated with technology. Corsair's IQ software causing problems. Stream Deck's owned by Corsair. Correlation. Not really sure if it's related or not, but I know that I changed some hardware or software, I guess, in the BIOS and messed with secure boot and all those other things to get the ability to play certain games. It's just causing issues. That's all there is to it. XMP profiles, you know, you can troubleshoot 1,001 things. You're really at the mercy of somebody that makes a lot more money than you not making a mistake at their job. Yeah, we just lost audio again. So whatever the issue is here, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what it is. It's as simple as I am controlling iRacing from outside. I try to adjust the audio, and then suddenly I have none. It's incredible, really. It's really outstanding. Great stuff. Watching back here for third position, you're going to hear no audio from iRacing. I can say that my XMP profile overclocks my RAM through my BIOS and not through the Corsair software. But yes, it is. IQ is complete garbage. And it unfortunately is the controller for this headset that, you know, I've been a Turtle Beach fan all the way through. I think we're going to switch back to it. It might be as simple as rebooting the PC to get it all to work again. Well, what I can say is I've consistently not had problems until all of these software updates. All of these changes, and then Windows 10, of course, no longer supported. I'm the last of the people that have used that. I guess I'm just on borrowed time. Aren't we all? Watching Tristan Pena. I hope that the feed continues to come through. If we get to a point where we lose everything, just know that I am restarting the computer. We're halfway through this event. Lap 67. Tristan Pena out to a commanding lead of over half a second and pulling away. Last time by, he was about 1/10 and a half faster than Alan Dobbs. And hopefully we don't click on the wrong thing to break everything here tonight. But the quality on V-Speed, this is abysmal to me. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm probably going to throw this thing in the garbage if they won't take it back in Best Buy. Just the worst software. I hate that I have to use software to use any kind of device. More things running on your computer is never a good thing. And so 50 car does look good here tonight, though, and Al Likens looking pretty good as well, battling there for the 5th position for the moment. Jesse Gordon going to get back around, but the crossover over and under for the 10 to the 3. Likens going to look to the bottom again. Jesse Gordon, part of that final 4 battle with Tristan Pena and Alan Dobbs. Of course, Galen Wunsch not out here tonight. Ryan Philbrick up to 15th position now, but still on pit road, part of that very first caution to start this race off. And it's been the Alan Dobbs show for the first stage. Now it's Tristan Pena's ball game. Can he seal the deal? There will be 1 pit stop here. They cannot race this all the way out to the end. And unfortunately, I've lost the last pit lap, but it was going to be lap 43. So these drivers have now went on this racetrack about 30 laps. And the fuel window probably going to be somewhere around lap 100. That's when you'll probably see these drivers peel down pit road between lap 90 and 100. I think if I'm Tristan Pena with this lead, I'm going to dictate when the rest of this field is going to come in. You could kind of force the hand of Alan Dobbs and Fitzsimmons. I think you undercut them maybe 1 lap or pit exactly on your window, but you do not want yeah, thank you for the sound effects, guys. I appreciate it. I don't know if we can get this working again. We're going to try our best to get the audio back up here. Just, bear with me as we've lost application audio for iRacing, and we'll see if we can get that. I can't get a guarantee on any of that, but we'll do our best here. Let's see if we can fix it. I think there's a solution here. We're going to try. Well, that was the solution, and it completely cut things out. So there you go. There's the answer. So we're going to go ahead and take another quick commercial break and see if we can fix that. All right, we're back here live, and we've got UI up on the screen, and just add to the list of things that have went wrong here tonight. But we slightly have audio here from iRacing, and doing my best to try to fix that. We do have Tristan Pena up front, about 0.6 of a second ahead of the 54 of Alan Dobbs. Finley Fitzsimmons back here in third position, with Jesse Gordon working his way up to fourth. Fitzsimmons has been working on the back of the 54, getting him a little bit arrow loose there while we were gone. We're going to move on from all the problems. We've eliminated some of the issue, I guess. And hopefully we can get through to the very end of this event. Battle for second, just ahead. There's Jesse Gordon in the background in fourth position. Nicholas Caldwell back to fifth. He's about 1 full second off of this battle. And it's Pena leading. He's put together about 40 laps now. And it looks like he did his due diligence to come out here tonight for championship finale of season 5. 50 car looking really good. The iconic Motorsports with Whataburger on the side, driving off of turn 4 with a commanding lead. Dobbs falls back to third. Pass from Fitzsimmons out of turn 4. Dobbs on the struggle to the outside, trying to figure out a way back around the 88. So based off of the numbers right now on this stint, they're within about 10 laps of hitting pit road to split this run in half. Fitzsimmons is gaining though. Last time by, he was about 0.2 faster than Tristan Pena. Pena does not have to win this race. Finley Fitzsimmons could finish ahead of him. Pena could get second, Dobbs in third. He still gets this championship. But he would like to stay in this clean air and maintain. I'm sure he would like to stay up here and lead every single lap out to the end. Fitzsimmons going to lose a little bit of ground this time by. Pena puts up a 30.485. Fitzsimmons a 30.628. There's the last lap times on the left-hand side of your screen. Fastest car on the racetrack was Tristan Pena. And that clean air. This will continue to pull away. Nicholas Caldwell brought it down pit road last time by. We'll look back here with the 11 coming off of pit lane now. A little bit of an undercut here from Caldwell. Now Jesse Gordon gets by the 54. 3 of your final 4 in the top 4. Galen Wunsch not making it here tonight. Trying to finish this thing off for season number 5. Jesse Gordon made contact with turn 4 wall in the start of this race. He's had to nurse his car back to health. He'll choose the outside. 54 of Dobbs will peak to the bottom. It's a little bit tight there out of turn 2, but able to hold on to it. He will clear on the 54. Continuing the trend, though. Tristan Pena maintains his gap of 0.7. He has to execute perfectly off of pit road. During that stage caution, we came into pits. He lost a position. Wasn't enough, though, to keep the 50 car at bay. He made a pass about 2-3 laps into the stage 2. hasn't looked back since. Jesse Gordon a little tight there off of turn 2, trying to figure out a way around this 88 car. Pena down pit road. 50 is in on lap number 90. So put him with 45 laps left. Splitting it right down the middle from our stage break, roughly. A little conservative there on the pit entry. But this will force the hand. As you'll see, Alan Dobbs come down to pit road, and he's going to lose it into the grass. This is a championship implication. He's going to have to back it up now, as he has a car coming into the pit road entry. I think that was the 5 of Wisnowski. No, that is actually Wyatt Walker and Christian Ruck-Riegel in the 33. But the 54 made a huge mistake coming into pit lane. Now it's up to this guy in the 10 of Jesse Gordon. He's the only other driver that has a chance if this stays green to the end. He is battling with Fitzsimmons for the lead. Alan Dobbs could have just thrown this whole season away right there on one pit lane entry. Pena's going to come out ahead of him by about 5 full seconds. And that continues to grow. Dobbs still not out on the racetrack. That lead climbing to over 8 seconds. The 10 of Jesse Gordon with a speeding penalty. This really is down to one driver now. If it runs out to the end, Tristan Pena just has to keep the tires on it, keep it off the wall, run it out to the very end, and he has got it. Mistakes from the 10, mistakes from the 54. This is Tristan Pena's championship as it sits right now. Jesse Gordon serving that penalty. Fitzsimmons down the pit lane. And looks like problems for Finley Fitzsimmons on exiting the box here. 19.1 in the box. Maybe some damage. It's Al Likens with the lead. Ethan Wisnowski staying out on the racetrack. Wisnowski is about 3 seconds back from Al Likens. Nicholas Caldwell 1 lap down, leading this. He undercut the strategy, but is not in this final 4. So Tristan Pena is looking good. He does not have to pass the 11 car to win this championship. And like I said, it was the highest finisher for this final week. Tristan Pena doing what he needs to do. He is catching up, though. Last time by a 10th faster than Nicholas Caldwell. It's about a 1.5 second gap back to 4th position. Likens and Wisnowski staying out, have this entire field a lap down. Dobbs lost about 4 or 5 spots there after that cycle on pit road. He's back to 8th position. The gap back to the 54. Talking about a full 8 seconds as Ethan Wisnowski in the 5 blinks out. Connection issues for the 5 of Wisnowski. And I don't think he's going to come back from this. Looks like he's completely lost connection as the 3 of Likens will hit pit lane. Here comes the 48 just behind him. of Jeremiah Nelson. 8 laps down, though, for the 48. This will hand the lead over to the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell in just a moment. Perfect opportunity here as we've completed our cycle of green flag pit stops to crank it up. Presented by MSR Performance. And the caution comes out here on lap 102. Not sure exactly. I think it was David Killow in the 43 who's going to interfere with the championship. This could change everything. Touches down on the apron, and I'm not really sure what he was trying to do. Looked like he cut the dog leg there. Back this up one more time. Gotta watch it on board with the 43. Well, that looks pretty deliberate. No reason to cut the tri-oval for any reason at all. Well, you're really far behind, David. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. Be right back.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live at Kansas Speedway, where things have gotten a little out of touch. Restart here with the 54 of Alan Dobbs in the 4th position back here. In traffic, back in 6th, has the 33 of Ruck Regal in contact with the 33 car. He's going to hold on to it. No, he's not. Into the outside wall, lap 105, and David Killow also involved. And Tristan Pena is going to maintain the lead here with about 30 laps to go. But after that mistake with Alan Dobbs on pit road, I have a lot to say about the 43 car losing it through the tri-oval. A lot to say. But I won't do it. They get back on a replay and take a look at what happened to the 33. Well, watch it one more time. What do you guys think's happening on this racetrack right now? Championship 4 with Tristan Pena, Alan Dobbs, Jesse Gordon. Galen Wunsch not on the racetrack. He made the Final Four. The 199 did not make it out here tonight for this Season 5 finale. And based off the run that we were seeing, there was mistakes on pit road from Alan Dobbs and Jesse Gordon. Alan Dobbs overshooting the entry to pit road, slid into the grass. He had fallen all the way back to 8th. Pena came out clean on pit road. The 10 speeding penalty, he gets a recovery as well. It puts these drivers back into the hunt, but we were very spread out on the racetrack. Around lap 98, we had the 43 of David Killow lose it on the tri-oval. Pretty controversial, in my opinion. Running by himself. Don't really see why that happened. Now contact between the 54 of Dobbs and the 33 of Ruck Regal. He goes into the outside wall. Double back up though for the closing laps. Under 30 laps to go from Kansas. It was Tristan Pena's championship here to finish this thing out. He still has it in hand right now. He is the highest of this Final Four. Thirteen cars still on the racetrack as we go back green. Ethan Wisnowski with a connection issue out early for this one. He'll take them into turns 1 and 2. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. Gonna look to the inside. Into 3 and 4. Pena holding on to the lead for the time being. Doesn't need to finish up front in the top spot. Just has to be ahead of these other two drivers with the 10 and the 54. Dobbs in heavy traffic back in 7th. Contact with Thomas. Thomas bounces off the wall. He's going to save the car somehow. But even more contact here. We'll go back on a replay. Thal Likens goes to the inside into 3 and 4. The 10 of Jesse Gordon giving him a push into the entry of the corner. And the 35 of Thomas gets a little loose, moves down in front of the 3. Great save, though. Phenomenal job by the 35. Jesse Gordon now gets around the 3 of Likens, up to 3rd position. Tags the wall. 3 back to the outside. 24 laps to go. Move to the outside from Caldwell. Pena's going to push up the racetrack, the 11, keeping the pressure on. Fifty Pena will drop back here. Has company from the 10, though, of Jesse Gordon. Into the wall, though, out of 4. Gordon's going to lose some ground. Watching this math out right now. Tristan Pena still your champion. Jesse Gordon very, very close. Within a half a second of the 50 car. Al Likens, though, trying to take away the spot from the 10 as they go through 1 and 2. Hard hit to the outside wall. Pena only has to keep it off of there, and he's going to make contact, and it looks like he's lost the championship. He's made a mistake and thrown it all away. All he had to do was finish this race in 2nd. No reason to push the car, and it's over. Now it's up to Jesse Gordon, and he has Alan Dobbs to the outside. Fitzsimmons in the middle. In contact with the 54, he's into the wall. This championship is electric to the very end. Dobbs is going to get back to the 10 car. He's going to drive it hard on the outside into 1 and 2, the closing laps here from Kansas. He will get to the outside. The 10 of Jesse Gordon has right front damage. It looks like he's going to lose ground. It looks like the defending champion has found a way to keep it in his ballpark. And he has the 48 on the back bumper, a few laps down. Thought he was going to drive him into the corner there. And Alan Dobbs, it looks like he might just have this thing locked up as Tristan Pena hit the outside wall, falls back to 8th. He's continuing to have handling issues. It's still not over there for the 50. Almost contact with Walker. He will make contact with Walker. He is fighting this car. 15 to go. And cars all over the place. 35 of Austin Thomas hits the wall. Pena's going to come down pit road. And it's Nicholas Caldwell with the lead. Alan Dobbs up front. He's got the championship in hand. Jesse Gordon with damage continuing to lose ground. Watching these laps tick away. Austin Thomas got a speeding penalty down pit road. He has parked it in the pit lane. Tristan Pena still on pit road as well. Looks like he is done for the evening. We have run out of cars to race for this championship. Jesse Gordon, 3.4 seconds back from Alan Dobbs. He'll end up with second as it sits. Where's the 43 car across that tri-oval? It seems like he's staying above the white line now. Pretty mysterious. Nicholas Caldwell looking for a victory this season. Al Likens into the podium finishing. Finley Fitzsimmons, who went back-to-back at Watkins Glen and Chicagoland. Looking for another podium finish. It's Alan Dobbs with the championship in 4th spot. With 10 laps to go from Kansas. Not a lot happening now on this racetrack. There was a ton of action to cycle this out with the late race restart. With Tristan Pena having the championship all but locked up. A late race caution with David Killow spinning out. Contact with the wall from the 50. You also had the 54 miss pit road. The 10 had a speeding penalty. This Final Four has made its own share of mistakes. More mistakes than probably most of this race combined. But it's Nicholas Caldwell who benefits from it the most. Puts it out to the lead at 0.7 of a second. We've had our own share of mistakes here on V-Speed 3 and the 88 into the wall. 88 didn't hit it quite as hard. He'll get to the inside of Al Likens. And a change for second here with 6 laps left. Likens going to lose another spot if he falls back to Alan Dobbs. He's just got to hold on to it. Looks like the right front on the 3 car is damaged. He's going to try to do his best, but it is going to wear off a lot harder. Pushes up the racetrack. Doesn't have the handling anymore, and here comes Dobbs for third. Championship looks like it's locked up. Caldwell coming by for 3 laps to go. Fitzsimmons, Dobbs, Likens, Walker, the top 5. Jesse Gordon back to 6th with right front damage. Tristan Pena down on pit road to end this season. The roller coaster ride of this championship for that 50 car. And it's Nicholas Caldwell with 2 laps to go. Alan Dobbs coming through 1 and 2. The white flag will come out for one more time around. 1.5 miles left in season number 5 in the QSR Next Gen Cup Series. Nicholas Caldwell, teammates with Alan Dobbs and NCR, looking to defend the title in the season finale. Caldwell raced around Pena, put the pressure on him, and he will become victorious here. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell back to victory lane, and Alan Dobbs will be your season 5 champion for QSR. Post-race interviews with your top 3. The final race results, and the championship winner, Alan Dobbs, up into the broadcast booth in just a moment's time. You're watching the QSR Next Gen Cup Series Season 3 apologize. Season 5 here for our coverage. Back with more on V-Speed in just a moment.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back to our post-race coverage of season number 3 in the Next Gen QSR series. This is the Lap Zero Podcast 200 for the season finale. QSR put on a phenomenal show. It's Alan Dobbs, the defending champion, bringing it home to finish this thing out. Word with him in just a moment. It's Nicholas Caldwell, Finley Fitzsimmons with another runner-up finish after back-to-back wins, and Alan Dobbs for your top three. Final race results up on your screen with that race recap. 6 cautions, 8 lead changes. Alan Dobbs getting stage number 1. Dominated 40 laps in the beginning of this. It was a 50 of Tristan Pena, who ends up finishing back in 9th position here tonight. Had the championship in hand on lap number 97 in a late caution. A lot to talk about there. A lot of opinions about it. I don't think we'll ever get the official word or anyone to actually say what happened there. But from my perspective, the 43 car went down on the apron, spun the car out. That's all there is to it. He was by himself. No reason for that to happen. It's going to be John Walker in the 4th position. Al Likens will finish with the top 5. Contact with the wall there in the closing laps. Jesse Gordon, one of the drivers in the Final 4, will end up 2nd in points. He'll finish in 6th. David Killow finishing in 7th position. Jeremiah Nelson in 8th. Then you're running out of cars that were still running on the racetrack. Tristan Pena behind the wall. He'll finish in 9th, 3rd in points. Austin Thomas, hard hit with the wall for him. In the number 35 as well. He'll round out your top 10. You go back to 11th position with Wyatt Walker. Christian Ruck-Regal in the 33 will finish in 12th. Ethan Wisnowski, a disconnect. Had a technical error, I'm not really sure, but the session kicked him out. He'll finish 13th. Quentin Stewart, 14th here tonight. Ryan Philbrick will finish in the 15th position. Early exit for him. He was part of the first contact in lap 2. We have Justin Clapper, who was involved in a second incident. Dylan Picklesheimer also got a piece of that. Josh Wren in the 18th position, and Mitchell Kostner in the 92, rounding out your field. But the first driver we're going to pull up into the broadcast booth, it's going to be your champion here for season number 3. It's Alan Dobbs in the number 54. Well, Alan, mistake on pit road there on the green flag pit stop, but you dominated stage number 1. This was a roller coaster of different emotions all the way through to the end of this thing. But I got to say, man, it's never over until it's over. You got to play until the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop halfway through, even though after that pit road mishap, I definitely felt like just taking her on home. But things worked out, and I don't know, in the end, I don't feel like I can celebrate the same way I would have been able to celebrate if all 3 of my competitors were still on track and we actually battled for Jesse started getting damaged when Tristan wrecked. I felt for him because he was definitely in a better position.
Sorry about that, Alan. We were having a little bit of a technical error. Let's see if that's cleared up there. You were talking about the tail end of this race with all 3 of your competitors there, your teammates. Still having a little bit of an error here. Alan, connection issue? You got me now?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Not sure what happened.
Connection issue or something there at the tail end of this.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I got to.
So
the
last part I remember hearing was about how you wished the end of this thing would have been amongst you 3 for the championship.
Yeah, Tristan, got in the wall and then got loose and ended up giving Jesse so much damage he couldn't continue to have competitive speed. So I definitely would have been able to celebrate a lot harder if, we were all there battling and I actually, beat them because I was better. But unfortunately, at the end of this race, I truly feel like that both of them had my number and I got here with a little bit of Looney Tune luck. Well,
and that late race mistake there, maybe you can have some insight to this, but I had my opinions about it. I know the chat had their opinions about it. There's a lot to explain there with the 43 of David Killow bringing out that caution. And I know you had made a mistake on pit road, and the 10 of Jesse Gordon had sped on pit road. So he was completely out of the picture. There was a lot to unpack there at the tail end of this race.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. I'm not exactly sure what happened with David. He said that he got his left rear tire on the white line coming through the travel or something and got loose. I haven't looked at it, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it was definitely a super big benefit for me and Jesse. I won't deny that.
Yeah, it just I had some opinions about it. It looked pretty egregious, Alan.
I'm sure everybody's got some opinions about it for sure.
Yeah.
Anytime someone wrecks and a teammate benefits from it, eyebrows raise. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation, but outside of that, you definitely have a championship under your belt, and you definitely come home with your second one now in QSR. I know we've been talking to you a lot this season, 5 wins throughout the regular season and into this championship. You put together a great show here. I think a top 3 with all the things that happened to you here tonight, you'll take it and then, go home defending champion for the next one. Congratulations on that. And anybody you want to shout out for this one?
Yeah, of course. Just always the same people. My beautiful wife, all the guys at NCR. Yeah, a special shout out to David for making a dumb mistake. Apparently, like I'm still not sure what. I'll have to go back and look at it. It's probably funny. Nick for having this team and let me drive for him. All the admins. Special shout out to Quentin. I know he goes through a lot dealing with this. He spends half his week annoyed at something, I'm sure. So appreciate him for putting up with all of us and giving us a place to race. And you guys for the broadcast. It's excellent, always. Can't wait to go back and watch this one and hear all y'all's opinions about David and make fun of him or something.
I was pretty unfiltered, to be honest. I think it was the start of the broadcast that actually turned that filter off. I had technical issues all the way through. My mic wasn't working for the first probably, 5-10 laps. And then Corsair with their awesome software, the IQ. I don't know if you have any Corsair products. I would junk them right now. Throw it all away.
Oh gosh,
IQ is terrible, and we're not sponsored by them, so I could say all of those things and not lose a dime. I won't lose a wink of sleep over trading in that headset. So I think that maybe my attitude towards things here tonight is just I need a little reset. Maybe we just hit the reset button, come back for next season. That's where I am right now.
It's a good time. Just have a little reset.
Yep. And you know what? That's coming up here. It's 2026 in about a month and 10 days. So I guess we're gonna hit the reset button on that. And I know Nicholas Caldwell, your teammate, getting the victory here tonight. You would like him to be here in this Final Four, so we get the reset for him and give him another opportunity.
Yeah, I'm glad he wasn't this time.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack, though.
I'm just kidding, Nick. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, if he was in the Final Four, he would have had it. But no, it was a great race overall, and we appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. And anything I might have said in the broadcast, I just want to double down. I did have an opinion about it. I'll probably stand by it either way.
Hey, everybody's allowed to have an opinion, and I tell you, the only person that knows exactly what happened is David.
Yeah.
So everybody else is just speculating. So.
Yep. Well, that's the part of it. That's part of racing, and that's why we come out here and do what we do. Congratulations on the championship, and we hope to hear from you again.
Hey, I appreciate it, buddy. We'll hopefully see you next season.
Alan Dobbs, 2 championships that I've witnessed, 54 car. Going to take it here in the season 3 of the Next Gen Cup Series for QSR. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
We're going to move to our second place finisher, and my, oh my. I mean, if you would have been in this Final Four, Finley Fitzsimmons, you would have had a championship. I mean, you have put together a string of podium finishes. I think it goes all the way back to 4 weeks ago, where you've been in the top three. I've talked to you a lot. Back-to-back wins at Watkins Glen, Chicagoland, and now a podium finish here, second place in the season finale. This 88 car would definitely be a force to reckon with if we go on to season 4 in the next gen series.
Yeah, we've had a brilliant run of form, really. We're having a lot of fun as well, which is the main thing. And yeah, we just race on race, we're just getting better and better. Chicagoland was a bit of a surprise, to be fair. As I said, in the race, we were kind of off the pace, but you know, that's kind of what it is. If you're always there, you know, you get a little bit of good luck and, you know, shit goes your way, and it did there. And I want to say it kind of did this race, but we made quite a few errors. We had we knocked the right toe in just before the green flag stops, and took us a few cautions to get that repaired. Yeah, other people messed up their pit stops as well. I don't think many people did practice the green flag stops because we thought it was going to be a caution fest after the stage, but it turned out cleaner than we expected. I don't want to stipulate on, you know, whatever drama's going on with the championship. I'm just happy with the second place. Happy it was a good race for me, despite what the mistakes I made. So yeah, relatively happy as things go.
Well, Finley, I gotta ask, and you know, this is completely, well, I guess it's still race related, but more broadcast related. How caught off guard were you to hear Jake Reeves shouting in your ear there in that win last week at Chicagoland, talking about the party in New Zealand? I don't even know if you're from New Zealand. I just put the bug in his ear, and you know, he put 2 and 2 together with you running the paint scheme you're running, and he's from New Zealand, so I know you have that accent, and there was a lot to unpack there.
I guess it's similar, but no, I'm from the UK. I didn't want to be rude and correct him because he seemed to be having a great time, and yeah. Hey,
yeah,
I mean,
that was my fault. Like
no,
behind the scenes, that was my fault.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, I don't know what to say really. I mean, I enjoyed it still. SVG is a great driver. I love people from New Zealand.
So you're from the UK? What part? Dublin?
No, I'm from England, central England.
Okay, so center, and then can you give me a location? Because the accent still, it kind of sounds like that southern hemisphere a little bit.
A tiny bit. It's Birmingham. So
all right.
There's a few words that come out now and again. There is like a very Brummy accent that sometimes comes out. Like we have this saying like, "Oh, do you like Bob?" We can't like speak. Oh yeah, from Dudley. It's like kind of like, yeah, I don't like it. I'm glad I don't have it.
Well,
But
it's okay.
well,
I mean, it's enjoyable here on the broadcast, and you know, when you get the post race and you're driving the 88 car, that's it's still, I mean, put 2 and 2 together there. It's I think that's why you're a fan.
yeah, I'm a great fan of him. He's I used to watch him a little bit in the supercars. So when he came into NASCAR, I was like, hey, I know that guy. When that street course race was at Chicago, and I originally watched it because Jenson Button was racing in that race, and then I thought, hold on, I know that guy, and he managed to win on his debut. So I was like, I like this guy.
He's definitely a personality for sure, and you have your own uniqueness to you as well, and I'm excited to see what you can do when QSR brings it back here for the next season. I know that a lot is to be told potential wise for this 88 team, and I'm excited to see what you can put together, especially with the consistency you had here in the postseason and throughout the season. It really came into its own there in the final 5.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. I'll be looking forward to it.
All right. Well, Finley, anybody you want to shout out real quick while we have you in the booth?
For the final time, I suppose, this season, yeah, thank you to the team, Tom Montanami, he's a great bunch of guys, and Bradley in the broadcast booth, as well as, I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name, but he was in the broadcast booth filling in for you last week. Yeah. And yeah, I really enjoyed him. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for Quince and the admins for putting on a fantastic league. I don't want to get overshadowed by what's happened tonight. It's always been fantastic the way through. I think it's been really well dealt with, and definitely on the better side of leagues that I've been in. So yeah, people are very enjoyable. There are some great characters around, and I'll definitely be here to stay, I think.
Definitely a home for you here in QSR, and keep up the great work. Hopefully we'll see you on the track, and plenty of other racing going on the iRacing service. I know a lot of leagues, and if you want to hop over to another oval session anytime, we got a lot going on here on V-Speed. There's a lot of series starting up here in the spring.
It's a possibility. We'll have a look. But it's been great talking to you, Bradley. Thank you.
Finley Fitzsimmons, second place finisher here at Kansas. And we'll move down the line to our third place finisher. It's going to be actually our first place finisher. Did a little bit backwards here tonight. We talked to your champion first. We're going to bring up Nicholas Caldwell, who found victory lane here in the number 11. And Nicholas, I know that there's a championship going on, and that situation with the final four, you're coming out here putting the pressure on one of those championship four. You get around him here in the closing laps with around 25 to go. You never looked back. 26 laps led. He makes a mistake in the background. And now you got a teammate that's a champion, and you get the final race win. I mean, this is a perfect scenario for NCR.
Yeah, it's a dream scenario for sure. I don't really know what happened to Tristan there. I looked in my mirror and I just saw him in the grass. I assume I didn't mean to pack air on him if I packed air on him, but I'm sure you could see the dirty air tonight was atrocious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just happy to finally get a win. I know I was part-time this season, but be back full-time next season and be in contention for that championship. But it felt good to not go cold turkey on the season for sure. I think that I've won the last 2 Kansas races in QSR, so I'll take that.
Well, when we go back, you were talking about the dirty air. It was a situation. We saw the 50 take the lead away from Alan Dobbs there on the restart after stage 1. You take the lead away from the 50, and I don't think it was as much of a dirty air scenario as maybe Tristan just overdrove the car off of turn 4. It looked like he was probably 5 tenths back, 4 tenths back. I don't think it was dirty air. I think he just overshot the exit of the corner. So,
Well, that's good to hear.
I think it was also a scenario of you putting the pressure, though, on the 50 car. Maybe he used his stuff up there in the first portion of that run. I mean, from my perspective, all the 50 car had to do was keep it off the wall, and he had this.
Yeah, I would say that I think we had like a 15 lap tire advantage there. So I was trying just to ride behind him and really only try to pass him when I had a run. But yeah, that sucks for him. Obviously, I don't want to have any championship implications, but ultimately it worked out for us. I think, I had top 5 speed. I think, as everybody knows, I can't qualify for anything. So we kind of knew we were going to have a challenge there in the first stage. I think we drove up to like 3rd or 4th and then just kind of rode around for the rest of it. And yeah, ultimately it worked out in our favor.
Well, I've got a lot going on in personal life and personal issues. I know everybody does. The situation can always be better or worse for anyone at any given time. And ultimately, this race, the action that it had, it made me forget about that, Nicholas. It made me forget about real life for a whole 10 lap string of time. So I did enjoy that. You guys put on a great show, and fantastic win here. Like you said, cold turkey, that's not what you want to hear. When you're racing part-time, you feel like you get a little rusty. I know for you, it was one of those races you had to prove, hey, I can still do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm sure you saw last week I was like 6 inches from winning and Finley got me, but that was fun overall. I didn't want to wreck Finley last week or anything, but I feel like that was as clean as it could have been given the circumstances. So good to get a little revenge on him this week, but I'll tell you what, Finley's going to be championship contender next year. That dude's a rocket.
He is very fast. I'm excited to see it. And Nick, I'm excited to see you if you can make it back to that final 4 and have another chance at this QSR championship one last time here.
Oh yeah,
Who do you have to
there.
shout
Don't
out?
worry about it. Yeah, just NCR. Good to have a good group of guys. Dobbs is fast as always. Yeah, just ultimately, I'm thankful to Google Fiber for not having my shit crash this week. So that's the thing I'm most thankful for. But yeah, other than that, great night for us, and looking forward to next year.
Nicholas Caldwell, race winner in the season finale. just to let you know, I had some opinions. When you go back and watch this one, yeah, I'll probably stand by them. But anyway, we appreciate
Hey,
you coming up
everyone's
here.
entitled to their own opinion. I still have no idea what happened. I need to go watch it.
Yeah, it is what it is. But again, thank you for coming up here and talking to us, and we'll hopefully see you in a couple months when we fire this thing back up.
Appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do, Brad.
Nicholas Caldwell, race winner here at Kansas. Well, that's going to do it for our post-race coverage, and that's going to do it for season number 3 of the Next Gen Cup Series. Hope you enjoyed tonight's action as Alan Dobbs becomes the season 3 champion. Congratulations to the driver of the number 54. Nicholas Caldwell wrapping it up for the very end and getting the race win. After all the technical difficulties and all the situations that we were through, would like to thank everyone in the chat for bearing with me. I know some of the telemetry and some of the things that you saw here tonight were a little out of the ordinary. I'm going to take care of QSR on this. They deserve to have a little discount here for what I put on. And we're going to throw Corsair in the trash. But outside of that, I'd like to thank Dougie Beard for providing the awesome camera angles here tonight. Adam Baker for everything he does in the background. That man is always in the shadows, working diligently. And then, the hard work from Eddie Smith, Morgan Cook, our other owners. We have other producers. We had another live here tonight with Alex Gagnon doing some dirt track series for No Limits. We have Thanksgiving coming up, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hopefully you have a big feast and a big family to share it with. This is so long from Kansas. We'll see you this next week. We have Saturday with Misfits in their touring series. But that's going to do it for me for this week. If you enjoyed tonight's action, hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a single race. For everybody at V-Speed and everybody that put this show on, Quentin Stewart, another successful season. We're going to wrap things up at Kansas. It's Alan Dobbs with the championship. Nicholas Caldwell with the win. QSR Next Gen Cup Series. Last lap zero podcast 200 Kansas Speedway. So long, everybody. Stay tracking.